Well, we have talked a lot about inflation lately, and for good reason. Even finding a reasonable price snack in a vending machine can feel like a bridge too far. But it wasn't always like this. All the way back in 2021, we told you that a southwest Minnesota county was selling a bridge for just $1. Yep, you heard that right. For just $1, Brown County was willing to part ways with a piece of state history that spanned 180 feet across the Minnesota River. Why do I tell you all this? Well, we can now report that they found an in-state buyer just 160 miles away, willing to pony up that dollar. But as you might imagine, the buck doesn't stop there.
Somewhere in the middle of Washington County, there now sits a $1 bridge to nowhere.
Price was right.
Price was right. When you can only pay $1 for a bridge, it's a pretty good day.
Though County Engineer Ryan Haves admits it's a day that took a couple of years to get here.
For the better of the traveling public, we wanted to get rid of it and keep it someplace else.
In 2021, Brown County Engineer Wayne Stevens told KARE 11 that they were looking to unload this century-old piece of state history that connected Brown and Renville counties because it could no longer handle the load.
They can't take big equipment, big tractors, big combines across here.
And if you're wondering about the tiny price tag, let's just say it didn't include delivery fees.
The dollar's easy to come up with, but to transport it to wherever you want it could cost $40,000 to $50,000.
Total move was about $90,000 to get it up here. There was a lot of coordination. Contractors had to basically get it out of the ditch where it was resting.
The bridge began its commute on Thursday morning, but had to make a pit stop in Lakeville until after midnight Friday before it was authorized to jump onto the highway and hit the home stretch.
They got to Hastings about 2 a.m. and then we made it up to here at about 3:30 in the morning.
I am no expert, but I am going to guess that this is not the final destination for the bridge.
That is correct. We needed a place to store it that was kind of out of the way so we can get our work done.
He says a few beams, rivets, and gussets do need repairs, but that it's destined for a much lighter workload.
Bikers, walkers, could be cross-country skiers.
Joining a growing number of historic bridges that now connect the county's parks and trails.
This will get you a pretty big trail.
Yeah, it's a big bridge. Ultimately, we might look at narrowing it potentially, so it's more fitting for a park trail. But a lot of that will be decided once we know more about where we're going to put it.
He says a final decision could still be a few years off, and the foundation could still add another $100,000 or so before the final price tag.
So why was it worth it?
Washington County puts a lot of value in active transportation. This is a perfect way to A, preserve history, and B, provide those connections over what could be ravines, waterways, in a fashion that's not done every day.
I heard a rumor that it might not have actually been paid for yet.
There might be a rumor floating around.
There's going to be an official handoff for that $1.
We are looking to coordinate an official handoff to make this an official purchase.
Ryan says 2 parks are early candidates for the bridge, Lake Elmo Park and St. Croix Bluffs Regional Park, though it's still very early in the process. Since the bridge is 160 feet long, he says there are only so many locations where it will be a good fit.